Yeah, I seen an even funnier one yesterday saying he wants to make me piss me pants. That one made me laugh because he done it into someone in his first ever fight. But that's our job, you know what I mean? We're in here to hurt each other, you know what I mean? We're not having a pillow fight, we're having a fight. And I know I'm gonna hurt him, and I know I am. So if he wants to try and hurt me, he can. That's what we're here for. That's the name of the game. He won't be physically the same after this fight. I will. I'll be exactly the same. I'm gonna put a beat down on him like he's never received, and I can promise you that. But it was just another fight to me. When a contract with a name on gets sent to me, I sign it. I don't turn down no fight. I step up and I fight the person whose name's on the contract. I thought I was going to fight Justin in October in Abu Dhabi, but I think he turned it down. And then now there's a belt on the line. He's taking the fight. So it's nice to actually fight someone that I thought I was going to fight a while back.
All right, Paddy, you've been saying it since day one that Scousers just don't get knocked out. So how pumped are you to shut up all the doubters?
Yeah, you don't have to be a doctor to know that if you have a brain, you can get shut off if I just shake it. And so I'll show him, if I could shake his head and make his brain touch his skull, he's going to go to sleep.
We've known each other for a long time, so on a personal level, Paddy's a great guy, and it's great to see good people doing good stuff. But from a UK MMA point of view, for such a small place, can have 4 champions. It's absolutely unbelievable. Well, it's a dangerous fight for Paddy, but I think it's winnable. It's definitely winnable, and I think Paddy's got.
Normally this stage here, I've got a lot of nice puppy fat on me and I'm not as cold at the minute. I'm absolutely freezing constantly. Low on calories compared to normally at this time of year. Big Tommy, heavyweight champion UFC, is coming to see us today. We popped down to his gym a few months ago, didn't we? And went to see him. We've done a little session with him and I had to scram with him after because I didn't have no fight coming up. We won't be going for no scram today. I'm sick on diet, lad, hard on diet. And I don't think he can train because of his eye, lad. I'm gonna have to see what his eye's like, lad. I'm fucking intrigued, especially after everyone giving him so much shit. Obviously he's got a bad injury in his eye. It just shows how fickle the MMA fan base is.
Beautiful, Jim.
Old, but he's not washed. Like he's 37, but he's not moving like Michael Chan. He's not holding the ball on the shoulder, doing the fucking PG-13 fucking washed animation. He's not washed. He's not washed, bro. You know what I mean? He has not shown this crazy drop off in his skill set. He's 4-1 in his last 5. If we're talking about the guys that he's fought. He has great striking, obviously better than Paddy Pimblett in the boxing. Very powerful calf kicks. I think those are going to come into play in this matchup. He's got big power in the hands. He's improved his boxing fundamentals and his footwork under Trevor Whitman. His defense has gotten a little bit better. And I would say in terms of him and Paddy, he's probably equal or more powerful on the feet in terms of punch power. He does have the weakness is the grappling, right? But we have seen him show a decent ability to be taken down and push off the initial takedown and get back up against guys like Michael Chandler.
The pressure keeps building around Paddy Pimblett as his clash with Justin Gaethje gets closer. Everything you see in his camp tells a story that goes way beyond hype. This has become a calculated march toward proving he belongs at the top. Listen to how Paddy talks about contracts and timing, and you realize he's been hunting this specific fight long before any title got thrown into the mix. This might be our final look at the old version of him.
Okay, last time I seen you, lad, fucking now. Funniest when I come to your gym, lad, when I come to yours, I've been out the night before, lad, to watch fucking Springsteen, lad, and got in at about 4 in the morning.
You know that mural, actually, you spoke about it, yeah. She was a massive outcry in the town. Gotta get it down.
Take it down. Still going though, it's going strong, isn't it? It's been a bit of a long process because with eyes, like with other injuries, they just fix them straight away. With eyes, they try and let them, because it's obviously risky, try and let them heal naturally, so we're getting surgery on this eye, keeping me out for a little bit, not sure how long just yet though, so got a meeting about it soon, so it's just been a slow process, it's been a nightmare to be honest.
Mate, 3 times he did it in 1 round.
I know.
I think the point of things should be sacked off. Just if you do twice in a round, then I get to do 1 back. I reckon that makes they're the best one. Why is that? That's fair though, isn't it? First one's an accident, second one you're doing it on purpose, aren't you?
I train with little gloves on anyway, as you've just seen. I don't stand like
Tom Aspinall showing up at Paddy Pimblett's training session wasn't some random drop by or social media moment. This was pure business, a glimpse into where Paddy's head is at right now. completely dialed in and razor sharp. You don't bring a heavyweight champion into your camp during the worst part of a weight cut, unless you're dead serious about perfecting every single detail before the most important fight of your life.
We've known each other for a long time, so on a personal level, Paddy's a great guy, and it's great to see like good people doing good stuff. But from like a UK MMA point of view, like for such a small place, can have 4 champions. It's absolutely unbelievable. It's a dangerous fight for Paddy, but I think it's winnable. It's definitely winnable, and I think Paddy's going.
Seeing Paddy work alongside Tom Aspinall really shows what elite level preparation looks like when everything's on the line. No fake energy or pointless chatter, just 2 fighters having real talk about how brutal this sport can be, especially when injuries pile up, losses mount, or close decisions go against you and suddenly the fans turn their backs overnight. This fight keeps coming back to one word, and that's risk. Tom made it crystal clear that Justin Gaethje is absolutely not an easy night for Paddy Pimblett, but he can win this thing. That difference matters because the dangerous fights are what separate legends from footnotes, not safe wins that everyone forgets about next week.
Paddy thinks because his family have got money and he's been had everything handed to a plate on him for years. Oh, it'll just happen in the UFC. Like you're being told, like he fucking pulled out that Islam fight with a bad back, when really he just couldn't make weight. He got offered to fight Gamrot and said no, and then took the most favourable matchup possible, Dan Hooker, who can't grapple to save his man's life. Bad at shit, and he nearly guillotined him. It just shows how bad Armin's grappling is to me.
Oh yeah, he did.
I was watching that thinking, wow, if I get you in a guillotine, you are going unconscious. And he headbutted him at the weigh-in. If he would have cut him there on his forehead, lad, he was getting cut there. Why would you headbutt someone at the weigh-in, lad?
I do think his grappling's good though, Armin.
His grappling is good, he's got good wrestling, but that's his main thing is wrestling, and he wouldn't be able to hold me down.
Looking at UK mixed martial arts as a whole, this feels way bigger than just Paddy Pimblett against Justin Gaethje. When you start seeing multiple world champions come out of such a tight area, it shifts how the entire planet views these fighters. This bout is another shot to prove that UK talent can hang with absolutely anybody at the elite level. The way Paddy approaches this matchup shows someone who gets timing and knows when doors open. He's completely honest about pushing hard to get the Gaethje fight when other options fell apart, and about how crazy unpredictable the UFC business side can get. None of this success just fell his lap.
The way for Justin Gaethje to win is going to be his left hook, his cracking left hook, the way obviously Paddy Pimblett floats his chin a little bit. So let's take a peek here, see if anything sticks out. This is Michael Chandler versus Paddy Pimblett, and this went down April 12th of 2025. And Paddy finally looks like a real lightweight. He looks stacked. He's got big legs, he's got big calves. He's obviously a great grappler. So let's see here. See if he makes some mistakes. Michael Chandler's pretty short. He's not a giant guy. He seems pretty small for 155, but dense and explosive. Okay, here we go. 349 round 1. Michael Chandler starts putting the pressure on him, getting back to the fence. He whiffs on a kick, and gets taken down here. Let's take a peek at that again. He goes low kick, and Michael Chandler goes to catch it, swings through, gets an easy finish behind his back. Big mat return by Michael Chandler, explosive.
Then the talk moves to Armin Sorokian, and Paddy doesn't try to hide how annoyed he gets with what he calls strategic career moves. He contrasts his own approach of fighting whoever they put in front of him against what he sees as cherry-picking, safer matchups by other guys in his division. In Paddy's mind, having wrestling on your resume doesn't automatically win fights at this level. Controlling someone on the canvas, handling scrambles when things get wild, and just surviving pure chaos are completely different skill sets. He thinks if a potential Sorokian fight ever gets messy and uncomfortable, that chaos works in his favor instead of the wrestler's.
Fight could look similar to this if it hits the mat. Paddy's gonna have a big jiu-jitsu advantage. I know at their gym they do a lot of jiu-jitsu. He's very sharp on the ground. And again, when you're a wrestler and you get put on your back and you're not used to getting put on your back, your only way up is give up the back.
When you listen to analysts and other fighters break this down, the whole story gets more complicated. Some people see serious trouble for Paddy Pimblett if this stays a striking battle for too long, but others keep pointing out that chaotic moments, scrambles, and long grappling sequences are exactly where Paddy does his best work and where Justin Gaethje has looked most exposed throughout his career. Tim Welch jumped in with his own breakdown, talking about how Gaethje's left hook, those nasty calf kicks, and his constant forward pressure line up perfectly against Paddy's striking tendencies. But even with all that technical analysis, nobody's writing Paddy off completely. Once this thing hits the ground, everything changes in a heartbeat.
Oh man, you know the thing, I think Paddy is it's so weird because he's been around for a long time and he's still slept on for some reason. Like people still kind of doubt him. It's weird, you know what I mean? I don't know if it's like, I don't know, the look, whatever, but he's skilled, and every time he comes in and he shows progression. I think with Gaethje, people know that he's a banger, he's got heart. But I think another thing that people kind of sleep on too is how technical Gaethje is, especially you know, working with his coach. Like those guys they're always mathematicians. You know what I mean? So I think in this
shout out Trevor Whitman.
Yeah, shout out Trevor Whitman. But I think I'm going Gaethje in this.
The biggest question that keeps coming up is whether Paddy Pimblett can reliably drag this into grappling situations against someone as smart and seasoned as Justin Gaethje. If he pulls that off, the whole fight changes completely. If he can't make it happen, every second they spend trading shots gets more and more dangerous for him.
Paddy probably excels more than Justin Gaethje is his dynamic. Like if you push him against Gaethje, he's gonna do a flying triangle, right? We've seen Justin Gaethje get put to sleep by Habib. With that, I think the biggest thing is that if Justin Gaethje goes out there and pops that jab, like he always says, that pops that jab and throws a leg kick, then Paddy Pimblett is going to have to make a decision. Is he going to go in there and shoot a takedown, or is he going to go in there and try to strike with him? I'm going to go with Paddy on this one. I feel like Paddy's going to get the submission. I think Paddy's going to be able to submit him. But I could see Justin Gaethje, because Paddy Pimblett gets hit a lot. Yeah. Right, like when he fought Gordon, he got hit a lot. So he could take a shot, but can he take a shot from Justin Gaethje? Now Justin Gaethje's been in the game for a long time, been knocked out, been submitted. So we'll have to see, you know, where the fight goes. But if I had to make a pick, I like Pimblett in this one, Paddy Pimblett.
There's something I want to add to that. So
Khalil Roundtree and others keep talking about how much Justin Gaethje has grown under Trevor Whitman's coaching, how much more patient and controlled and calculated he's become. This isn't the same wild swinger from his early days. He's evolved into a legitimate nightmare for anyone who tries to rush in recklessly.
Lightweight title of the world, Ilia Topuria has stepped away. Justin Gaethje is back in his third title fight. It's his second interim title fight, but it's his final fight if he doesn't win. Justin Gaethje said if he loses to Paddy Pimblett, he's going to walk away.
One more knockout. I went to sleep. Before that, I'd never been put to sleep. If I would get put to sleep again, I would definitely call it quits.
Justin Gaethje has had an incredible career. Of course, he's been the interim champion before, never the undisputed. He lost to Habib. He lost to Charles Oliveira, but he has electrified and thrilled audiences all over the world. 26 wins, 5 losses. 26 wins, 20 by way of knockout. And he's knocked out some legends. People like Dustin Poirier. Fight of the nights with Dustin Poirier. Fight of the nights with Michael Chandler. And stopped Tony Ferguson in a one-sided savage beatdown, okay? And that was one of the last times we saw Tony Ferguson being a real threat inside the octagon, because Justin Gaethje just beat it out of him with accuracy, with power in his hands. He's got head kicks, he's got wild hooks, he's got beautiful uppercuts, he's got incredible wrestling, but he never uses it. And in this fight against Paddy Pimblett, he doesn't need to use it. He would be a fool to use it. You don't want to shoot in on Paddy Pimblett.
But then you've got voices like Demetrius Johnson talking about how people still sleep on what Paddy Pimblett brings to the table. His ability to use cage pressure and turn it into submission attempts. How fast one scramble can flip the script on a fight that looked completely over just moments before.
Dangerous matchup for Paddy Pimblett, but I also think it's one he can win. I think over 5 rounds, Justin Gaethje might make a mistake. He does have more experience, but he has maybe slowed down a bit. The fact that he says that this is going to be his last fight if he loses, that's never good to hear. I'm not saying that he's got one foot out the door, and I'm not saying that he's not motivated, because anytime you say, I'm not fighting again after this one if I lose, well then you make sure that you go the extra mile and leave no stone unturned and you leave no excuses. You push yourself in training camp. So I think it's going to be the best version of Justin Gaethje, and that makes it even more dangerous for Paddy Pimblett. I do think, though, that over 5 rounds, given how dynamic Paddy Pimblett is, given how disciplined he is, given that Scousers don't get knocked out.
Michael Bisping broke it down as a fight that'll be decided by whoever makes the first big mistake rather than anyone dominating from start to finish. He pointed out that Gaethje's losses usually come from tiny errors late in fights, and those errors have a habit of leading straight to submission attempts. That makes Paddy's patience and his energetical style extra dangerous over 25 minutes. When you strip everything else away, this feels like perfect timing meeting identity crisis. Justin Gaethje brings the experience, the power, and relentless pressure. Paddy Pimblett brings pure chaos, unshakable confidence, and the willingness to pull this fight into places where nobody feels comfortable. The winner comes down to which one of them makes that single mistake they can't afford to make.
Paddy, but like the thing with Justin Gaethje that's making me like, bro, I cannot pick Paddy to win this fight. This he's not Khabib, bro. He's not Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway. These are the guys that have beat Justin Gaethje. I don't think he is as quick or as sharp or as accurate or as powerful on the feet as Charles Oliveira or Max Holloway. I think he might have more straight up like punch power, but he's not on their level in terms of striking skill, speed, or defense either. Let me just say that, right? And as for his grappling, his jiu-jitsu is insane, but he doesn't have the wrestling of Khabib. He doesn't have the wrestling of a Charles Oliveira unless he hurts you, right? And I think his defense on the feet is so suspicious, bro. Like, just so cool. I'm just remembering the Jared Gordon fight, thinking about that shit. He keeps his hands low in exchanges. He's open to being countered in the boxing exchanges. And Justin Gaethje, this is one thing I said at the gym, and the boys didn't really get what I meant, but like, I think you guys understand. Gaethje's old, but he's not